One sunny day, a kind woman walked into Ethan Miller's car garage. Ethan, the mechanic, smiled big because he thought he found an easy target for his sneaky plan. But little did he know, his trick was about to backfire in a big way. Stay tuned to find out what happens next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any exciting stories. Ethan Miller thought he had hit the jackpot when he saw the fancy SUV. "Wow, that's a nice ride," he said to himself. The car was huge and shiny, totally different from the small, friendly woman who brought it in. Ethan's mind started racing with ideas. He thought, "This is perfect. I can make a lot of money off this." He complimented the woman. "That's a really nice car you have there." The woman smiled and said, "Thanks, it just needs a quick checkup." Ethan nodded and started looking at the car closely. He was already planning his sneaky trick. He thought, "She won't even know what hit her." Little did he know, his plan was about to take a big turn. Ethan told her, "You can pick up your car at the end of the day. It won't be too expensive." But he had a secret plan. He wrote her a ticket and made her wait while he hid in his office, grinning to himself. "This is going to be a big win for me," he thought. Once the woman left, Ethan got to work. He checked to make sure she was gone, and then popped the hood of the SUV. His eyes lit up when he saw all the fancy parts inside. "This is even better than I thought," he said to himself. He knew he had to act fast. He had done this trick many times before and was really good at it. Ethan told the woman she could pick up her car later that day. He had to move quickly to make his trick work. He had swapped parts from fancy cars before and sold them for lots of money. He was sure this time would be no different. But little did he know, this time would be very different indeed. Ethan Miller was feeling really proud of himself. He thought he had pulled off the perfect trick. The woman had no idea that her car was now full of junk parts instead of the fancy ones it had before. Ethan laughed to himself. "She has no clue what I did. This is too easy." He walked around his garage feeling like the smartest mechanic ever. He had done this trick so many times that he thought he could never get caught. Ethan looked at all the cars in his secret garage, each one a reminder of his clever tricks. He thought, "I'm the best at this. No one can stop me." But little did Ethan know, his trick was about to be discovered in a big way. His gloating was about to come to an end, and he had no idea what was coming next. Later that day, the woman came back to Ethan Miller's garage to pick up her car. Ethan put on his best friendly face and said, "Your car is all set." It was in great shape. He showed her the list of things he did, like changing the oil and fixing the brakes. The woman smiled and thanked him. Ethan handed her the keys and said, "Here you go." It was a small bill, just like I promised. The woman paid and drove away, thinking everything was fine. Ethan watched her leave, feeling very happy with himself. He thought, "She has no idea what I did. This was too easy." But little did Ethan know, his trick was about to be discovered. The woman was not as clueless as he thought. She had a secret plan of her own, and Ethan was about to find out just how smart she really was. Ethan Miller had a big secret. Behind his garage, he had a hidden parking lot full of cars. These weren't just any cars. They were special cars that he had tricked people out of. He would take fancy parts from customers' cars and put them into his own cars to make them better. Then he would sell these improved cars for lots of money. Ethan thought he was really smart. He only tricked people who brought in cars that matched the ones in his secret collection. He would swap out the good parts and replace them with junk. The customers never knew what he had done. They would drive away happy, but their cars would break down later. Ethan laughed as he looked at his collection. He thought, "I'm so good at this. No one can catch me." The next morning, Ethan Miller woke up excited. He thought today was going to be a great day. He planned to finish working on the fancy Escalade and sell it for lots of money. He poured himself a cup of coffee and walked around his garage feeling happy. "Let's finish this thing," he said to himself. He walked to the back door to start working on the Escalade. "I can't wait to hear that new engine purr," he thought, smiling. He opened the car's door and sat inside, ready to start the engine. But when he turned the key, something weird happened. The car didn't start like he expected. Instead, it made a loud, scary noise and then stopped. Ethan was confused. "What's going on?" he muttered. He popped the hood and looked inside, but everything seemed fine. He scratched his head, wondering what could be wrong. Little did he know, his day was about to get much worse. Ethan Miller was really confused. He checked some other cars in his secret garage, but none of them would start either. What's going on? Everything was fine yesterday, he muttered to himself. He walked back into his garage feeling weird. Something didn't feel right. As he walked around, he noticed something strange in the corner of his workshop. A tiny red light was blinking. It wasn't there before. Ethan got closer to see what it was. He reached out and pulled a small device toward him. It's a camera, he said, feeling nervous. He quickly took the camera to his office and connected it to his computer. A video started playing. Ethan saw the woman from the Escalade placing the camera in his garage while he was busy writing her receipt. His heart started racing. He knew something bad was about to happen. And he was right. Ethan Miller watched the video and his heart sank. The woman held up a sign that said, "It's the end of the road for you. Police have already received a copy of this recording and are on their way." Ethan's worst fears came true. The video showed him tampering with the car and bragging about his tricks. He was caught red-handed. Panicked, Ethan decided to run away. He rushed to his secret garage, but all his cars were broken. "How did she do this?" he muttered, frustrated. There was one car left that still worked, his special trophy car, made from parts he had stolen over the years. He had never wanted to drive it, but now he had no choice. Ethan started the car, and it roared to life. He sped off, thinking, "If I hurry, I can escape before they arrive." But as he reached the main road, police cars swarmed in, blocking every exit. Within minutes, Ethan was arrested, and his prized car was taken away. His tricks were finally over. Ethan Miller was arrested and waiting in a room. Suddenly, the door opened, but it wasn't a police officer who walked in. It was the woman from the Escalade. But this time, she looked anything but friendly. She introduced herself as Detective Emma Thompson. Detective Emma explained everything. Ethan had tricked her brother the week before, so she set up a plan to catch him. She borrowed a fancy Escalade from the police garage, knowing it would tempt Ethan. Her plan worked perfectly. After Ethan took her car, she planted a camera in his garage. Using a special warrant, she and her team snuck in at night and broke all his cars with magnetic devices. "I left your trophy car alone on purpose," Detective Emma said, showing a small device. She revealed that the car was made from stolen parts, proving all of Ethan's crimes. The video and the car were enough evidence to put Ethan in jail for a long time. His garage was sold and the money was given to the people he had tricked. Ethan's sneaky days were finally over. Ethan Miller thought he was the smartest trickster ever, but he was wrong. Detective Emma Thompson's clever plan caught him red-handed. The video and the trophy car full of stolen parts were all the proof needed to send Ethan to jail for 8 years.